Before, we had all these missionaries coming in and be at service of the people, but seeing one of their own be ordained brings a lot of excitement to the people.
I think we have a wonderful congregation here. The people are very friendly, they're very good. They're very supportive of the Oblates. They love them so much because they understand them and they know the Oblates are here for them.
The reading of today was talking about John the Baptist, how he died for the sake of the kingdom. I said, what a sacrifice that was. So I've given my son to the Oblates.
I think most people would agree we have a pretty good formation program. And it came out of past experience. It came out of trying to read the local culture, the local situation. And the church itself is at a stage where there's a lot of interest among the young people. At one time, I had 450 names on my contact list. Today, we have 254. Out of that 254, I'm processing about 22 or 23 as possible candidates for next year. And then out of that group, we'll only choose 10.
For the Oblates, they took a different style where when they just came, one of their first things was to look for a household formation and started recruiting, which was really good. And their approach towards formation has been very good because it teaches a sense of responsibility and accountability. It instills it while you're still a student.
We are a missionary congregation. So these young men who come to join us, it's not a guarantee that they will remain in Zambia because we have to respond to the needs of the congregation, sending these young men wherever they are needed by the congregation.
This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always dreamed, become a missionary elsewhere. Because it's that sacrifice part which captivates me and it excites me.
The national figure of people with HIV/AIDS is 16%. It's the highest killer in Zambia. I came to Our Lady's Hospice in December '06 as an assistant administrator to Father David Callert. Then when Father David left in June '07, I became the administrator. We have 33 beds and we have the possibility to have up to 37 patients. We average between 16 and 22 deaths a month. And then the outpatients, we see roughly 80 a day, so between 400 and 500 a week. One day is for children specifically. Every Wednesday afternoon, a pediatrician comes from the University Hospital to review the children.
The Oblates are helping out here. Father Joe, for example, is the chairperson of the board of trustees here. And time and again, they give us financial help. Many patients that come here, they come from families that probably are very poor already, and with the little resources, they will have taken care of them. And since they are chronically sick, they will have gotten tired of taking care of them. Many of the cases that they bring here, they are cases that they bring because they can no longer take care of them. In a sense, they are abandoned. And the charism of the Oblates comes in very, very handy.
It's not the church of the priest or of the bishop. It's the church of the people. And the people need to be involved. They have to realize it's their church.
It's easier, in a sense, I think, to minister to people who are probably comfortable. They'll probably be a bit more receptive. You work in an urban area, you probably don't have to work as much to convince people, but if they decide they will go to the remotest part of our country where it's hard to get to the people, in my own right, I think I would feel frustrated. But for me, it encourages me that there are people who are ready to leave the comfort to be able to get out and reach the people. So for me, that is what calls me to say, can I emulate that kind of life to be able to reach out to the other people?
We are building the church and we are building the faith because we're not doing it ourselves, but in collaboration with the laity. And I think that has been the vision of Vatican II, that there should be that collaborative presence in ministry, the priests and the lay people.
With the Oblates, I noticed that they are very close to the lay people. They want to work with the lay people. And for the years that I have worked with the Oblates, I noticed that difference. And myself, I have learned a lot regarding maybe the liturgy, even self-sustainability. They are really working on it. They are very close to the lay people, working with the lay people, yes.
I think we have touched the poor. Also, in the areas where we are working with those that really need the Oblates. One thing that I did was to work with disadvantaged people, the old-aged, build them huts, provide them with food, and also to have time for them.
This is where the poor are, you know, and Eugene would approve and say, actually, I will send you more people to be in this place because your presence is needed.
You cannot mention Western Province without mentioning the Oblates. So because this is like the roots for the Oblates in Zambia.
As missionaries, we're just temporary. We just try to build up the local church. When the local church is built up, we move on. We're not homesteaders. We are pioneers. And as pioneers, you don't put your roots in and stay put. You move on as soon as you've built things up, and you let the homesteaders take over. And I think that's what we're about as Oblates, and I think that's what we're trying to do here. And my dream for the Western Province here would be that one day the Oblates would be able to leave and move on to areas where they needed more because they've built up a local clergy here in the Western Province.